Hi, you're watching The Great Americans. I'm Dave Balog, and this is episode 3, Dred Scott, Freedom Fighter. Well, these presentations are designed to educate all of us about what we would lose if this person then makes it back to the White House. The issues of 1787 are remarkably similar to today. Will a moneyed elite rule, or will there be equal opportunity for all? Trickle down or move up? For more than 200 years, America has lived under a democratic republic. It strives for equality and has often failed, but keeps trying. Only since the Voting Rights Act of 1965 could the country be considered at least legally equal. Weak presidents, such as James Buchanan, tried to solve the profoundly divisive issue of slavery and failed. More on that shortly. As the first Republican president, Abraham Lincoln stood for preserving the Union and equality of opportunity. He would later, through the Emancipation Proclamation and the 13th Amendment, oppose slavery directly. In his life, Lincoln saw directly the effects of inequality in the new country. His father had been the victim of primogeniture, the custom that the eldest son inherited the entirety of a family's estate. Lincoln, his father, and brothers lived in Kentucky, and to survive as laborers with no inherited money, they kept moving west to Indiana and then to Illinois, territories and states formed under the enlightened Northwest Ordinance. The best-known example of primogeniture exists in Great Britain, where succession goes first to the oldest male son, of course with exceptions. The Northwest Ordinance became the root of the 19th Amendment, of the 13th Amendment, pushed by Lincoln to abolish slavery universally. Alexander Stephens was the first and only vice president of the Confederacy. He famously gave the Cornerstone speech, in which he announced that the new government was founded on the idea that blacks were inferior to whites. Well, Dred Scott and his wife were slaves who lived in Missouri, but for an owner who moved him and his wife to Wisconsin in the free Northwest Territories, Dred Scott sued the state of Missouri for his freedom based on that fact. Scott's case bounced around Missouri courts for several years. Ultimately, this man, Supreme Court Justice Roger Taney, ruled on Scott's case in 1857. It was called and is called today the worst judicial decision in American history. Not only was Dred Scott's freedom denied, the Supreme Court wildly attacked and negated the status of black people in America. Taney's Supreme Court decision inflamed both the North and the South and lit the fuse for the Civil War. Well, please, let's learn more about the people discussed here, the issues discussed here in this video. Education and knowledge is critical to staving off a fascist dictatorship that Trump has promised. Click the link in the description below this video and start reading these books for free. And please make sure you are registered to vote and that everybody you know, friends, family, co-workers, does the same. Please make sure that in the next election, the election of 2024, is not our last. Well, thank you for watching. Be well, be kind.